Jimbo Sordan Himijan, Donomonum Jimbo Nagat. Pagardan Sando Shirmerdo, Tumba Jan Laki Shamsar, Koradokan Janham Bonkara, Yondokan Dogavi Keter, Tony, Yumbo Rebe Namjarba, Loncharam Jerzana Sora, and
Today's comprehensive lesson will primarily cover a relatively short yet profoundly significant prayer dedicated to the revered spiritual master, Guru Padmasambhava. Before that, I just want to say a few very important words. Currently, our studies in various places should be relatively compared to before. Now, things are undoubtedly much more standardized in terms of management. Everyone is also deeply and systematically engaging in listening, contemplation, and practice with great dedication through our comprehensive and methodical approach. As for listening, contemplation, and practice, it really isn't such a simple or straightforward matter. If you study, or whether you don't study at all, it's definitely easier not to study. Not contemplating and not practicing is easier. Or is it truly easier to contemplate and practice? It's definitely much, much easier if you don't contemplate and don't do anything at all. That's more enjoyable and relaxing, offering a sense of comfort and ease. But if, in this very life, we are fortunate enough to encounter such wonderful Dharma, the profound teachings that guide us towards wisdom and compassion, if we do not study it systematically, it is truly a very great pity indeed. To obtain such profoundly essential teachings, it is a rare and valuable opportunity. We must acquire them through listening, contemplation, and practice. On this point, I think many of us should understand the principle. Actually, some of the listening, contemplation, and practice in the cities nowadays are not indeed particularly diligent. Compared to those truly great masters of ancient times and their spirit of seeking knowledge and Dharma, there is a world of difference, not to mention the ancients, even in modern times. Since we first started listening and contemplating here, we continued diligently for well over 10 or even 20 years, day in and day out. In terms of diligence, if we compare, I think that some people in the cities nowadays, even for those individuals who are considered relatively diligent, perhaps the amount of time and the effort that you put in may not actually be that much, because after all, in the bustling city, there are more distractions and conditions for your mind to wander. Although it is quite difficult for us to truly listen, deeply contemplate, and diligently practice, I still sincerely hope everyone will persevere. In this way, the result for you personally should be tremendously and profoundly beneficial. If you personally gain benefit, then countless sentient beings will also undoubtedly and inevitably, directly or indirectly, benefit from your growth. So I think the first thing is to ask everyone not to interrupt their listening, contemplation, and practice. Even if there are some unexpected interruptions or challenging afflictions that arise in between, if you find yourself truly falling behind your intended progress, you still need to conscientiously return and formally resume your dedicated practice. This is indeed one crucial aspect. And then, on our own side, the various volunteer teams in different places, I am also very much grateful to each and every one of you all. While diligently studying yourselves, you have to manage others. It's not easy to volunteer and do so many things. This truly is spreading the Dharma and benefiting sentient beings. Spreading the Dharma and benefiting sentient beings is that we are now learning while also doing some things to spread Dharma and benefit beings. If our teachings are seen by everyone as having absolutely nothing to do with their own lives and are always completely ignored, then who will truly spread the profound Dharma? Actually, there isn't one specific particular person who should say, oh, I should spread the Dharma and none of you should. I think we don't have such a division of labor, including our lineage masters. When they transmit the Dharma teachings to everyone, they teach everyone equally. They never say, today I give you a bit more, and that in the future you must indeed take on more responsibility for everyone involved. They never said anything like that. When the lineage masters transmit the Dharma to us, they bestow the nectar of Dharma teachings equally. And after we receive these profound and sacred teachings, each of us has a responsibility. Each and every one of us has the truly important task of spreading the profound Dharma. In this very significant way, everyone, within their own individual capacity, should do something to spread the Dharma and benefit sentient beings. Recently, I have also come into contact with some truly different and diverse people who have done a lot of volunteer work. I am still very happy. Why is that? Because during our usual and extensive discussions, everyone present is very much concerned about the widespread and effective promotion of Buddhism in various places and diverse communities, establishing Dharma centers and systematic study. They have always been very thoughtful in these areas, demonstrating exceptional commitment, even passionately and meticulously, thinking about it day and night, constantly pondering over it. This is really wonderful, and I can also see clearly who truly and genuinely has an altruistic mind and who spends all their entire day busy with their own personal affairs, clinging to their own afflictions, always thinking about their own specific problems and various other concerns. So what exactly is it truly like? It should be entirely possible to discern the genuine bodhicitta residing within their hearts with mindful awareness through their words and actions. Therefore, I sincerely hope that those who have done volunteer work in various places won't think that just because they've done volunteer work for merely 2 or 3 years, that's enough. Actually, if that were the case, I personally should have retired a long time ago. From a worldly perspective, I have certainly been in this position for quite some time. Most of my classmates who studied with me in Ghazi have basically 90% already comfortably retired. They've all become grandpas and grandmas. A lot of people with newfound leisure time are thinking what fun and enriching things there are in Chengdu, or a relaxing area near Chengdu called Pixian, or where to go for health and wellness. Other than that, there's nothing else, not even any worldly work. As for me, many of the old Khenpos here at our academy, there are actually quite a few indeed. And among those who are still teaching and giving Dharma talks now, except for a very few individuals, there are absolutely none at our current age. But still, even if we can just manage to hold on for merely 1 more month then, or even just 1 more year, or even if we can hold on for just 1 more day, we still continue to keep persevering. Of course, how long we can truly keep going and enduring, that ultimately depends on various conditions and on our individual lifespan. There are many factors and we don't really know how things will turn out, but I'm still making an effort. I hope that all our Dharma friends from different places should also not be too selfish. Yesterday and the day before yesterday, we talked about the 7 points of mind training. It's a key instruction for practice. At its core, it always emphasizes altruistic bodhicitta, and take it as the core principle of our own practice. If we don't do this, then there is really nothing more to say about the profound and significant Mahayana bodhicitta. You could put it that way. So today I truly want to take this valuable opportunity to encourage everyone not to interrupt your diligent study, thoughtful contemplation, and consistent practice. If you stop just because you encounter a small problem, that would be a real pity. Don't give up halfway. That's one important thing. And for those who are doing volunteer work, if you happen to have various unexpected or challenging issues in the middle and you take a break for a while, resting for 1 or 2 years is enough. Even Manjushri Bodhisattva has never taken a break and has always been benefiting sentient beings. So why should we take a break? We too have generated the Mahayana bodhicitta. Even though we truly can't compare to Manjushri Bodhisattva, if you need to rest for 2 or 3 years, then you must continue your volunteer work afterwards. This is very important. Everywhere we have people doing volunteer work. Each has their own resources, whether manpower or financial. If there is support in many aspects, that's excellent. Here, speaking from my own personal perspective, I truly aim to provide everyone with the most convenient, user-friendly, and suitable platform available at such a crucial time as this. Everyone should absolutely seize this valuable opportunity to learn and grow. For the Dharma friends around you, you should also do your very best to provide comprehensive support and assistance. As for the administrators, I hope you won't be too rigid, right? Currently, some of our administrators, some people are quite too sentimental and never stick to principles in anything. As long as they feel okay about it, anything goes. Some people are too mechanical. Their management is too rigid, completely lacking any flexibility. This approach, too, is quite unreasonable. Now, our management must combine humaneness, standardization, and institutionalization. Only in this way can effective and sustainable management in each of our locations truly be carried out in an orderly manner. So I truly hope that those of us who have made a commitment will, in the full process of management, treat everyone equally and handle matters flexibly. Don't act as if you have no compassion at all. As soon as someone has a bit of power, they use that power to not only fail to benefit sentient beings, but even harm them. Of course, this is extremely rare, maybe 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 10,000. But does this kind of thing truly exist? It certainly seems that it does. Some individuals in our world are far too deeply influenced by worldly habits. Once they acquire power in their hands, they tend to misuse it. They use that power to do things that are not in accordance with the Dharma. If you don't realize this in this very life, you won't be able to escape the consequences of karma in your future lives. So everyone should pay attention to the acceptance and rejection of karma. So what are we talking about today? It's actually the profound supplication prayer to the revered Guru Padmasambhava. In fact, it was originally composed by the highly esteemed Second Dudjom Rinpoche. In the past, a very long time ago, I distinctly remember seeing this particular prayer in Nepal. At that time, I felt especially joyful in my heart, but I didn't receive the authentic transmission. So today, I won't recite the Tibetan version or the transmission because I don't have it. If I don't have the transmission, there's no way for me to recite it for everyone. But I truly think that we can all carefully study its comprehensive content together. If you wish to recite it yourselves, you can also add it to your own daily practice. You can recite it, but it's not compulsory because we have many different obstacle removal prayers to Guru Padmasambhava. There are also many of them. And we also have the 7-line prayer and Guru Padmasambhava's heart mantra. These are all truly excellent and effective methods for practicing Guru Rinpoche's profound teachings. They are also very good, so I will just, without taking too much of your valuable time, on a literal level, give everyone a brief introduction in a moment. The audience of today's class should have a comprehensive understanding of Guru Padmasambhava. This is very important. Why is that the case? It is because Guru Padmasambhava, in this profoundly challenging and increasingly degenerate current age, stands as a beacon of wisdom and compassion. He is in this current age of spiritual and moral decline, a pivotal figure. He is a living, vivid, and truly compassionate Buddha. If each of us sincerely prays to him, we will definitely receive his blessings and guidance, unique blessings, siddhas, and empowerments. So I personally feel that many of us living in today's complex and rapidly evolving society frequently encounter all kinds of significant difficulties and often very challenging and unpleasant situations. At such challenging times, earnestly praying to the revered Guru Rinpoche still brings truly tremendous and immeasurable blessings. From the profound perspective of personal wishes and aspirations, this is also considered to be extremely and profoundly important. And for all sentient beings and for all living creatures throughout the entire world, if we place greater emphasis on praying to Guru Rinpoche and practicing his teachings, and value this more and more, it will also undoubtedly bring to the entire world an abundance of happiness, profound well-being, and lasting peace. This is absolutely beyond any shadow of a doubt. Of course, you might understandably think, however, oh, is this something that only certain sects believe in? Actually, that's not the case. For example, in Tibetan Buddhism, if we did not have Guru Rinpoche's blessings, the entirety of Tibetan Buddhism would not have been able to appear in this world at all. Anyone with even a basic understanding of history should be aware of this. And for those of us who practice Vajrayana, it is precisely the blessings of Guru Padmasambhava, or the profound instructions revealed by Guru Padmasambhava, within the secret teachings of Vajrayana, that allow us to recognize our own true nature. Everyone is also very clear about this, especially for those with sharp faculties, those who have some realization of Vajrayana. What are the blessings of Guru Padmasambhava like? Just as we quoted earlier, like drinking water, only you know if it's hot or cold. You will definitely understand it yourself. Therefore, in the ancient and sacred tradition of Tibetan Buddhism, it can be said that all of these enlightened beings have unwavering faith in Guru Rinpoche. This truly includes both the Western and the Eastern parts of the world nowadays, in virtually every place. Everyone can truly feel the profound blessings of Guru Rinpoche. Of course, this depends on one's own faith. If you don't have even a little bit of faith, even though he has boundless and extraordinarily powerful and transformative blessings, whether or not we can actually fully receive them is still a question, still a doubt. The author of this teaching, His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche, it should have been around 1976. At that particular time, some inquisitive reporters asked Dudjom Rinpoche about some matters regarding the great perfection in Tibetan Buddhism. Dudjom Rinpoche also said at that time, that the main and principal founder of our truly profound, unsurpassed and magnificent great perfection, the patriarch who spread it throughout the world, is Guru Padmasambhava. Guru Padmasambhava is, for us now, the most direct and profound Buddha, specifically benefiting all sentient beings through his compassionate and enlightened teachings and actions. He is truly no different from the enlightened Buddha himself. People's transient minds and physical bodies may indeed change and evolve, but his profound and benevolent blessings are forever unchanging and eternally constant. Therefore, in this current degenerate age, praying to the great Guru Padmasambhava and meditating on him are also of utmost importance. Dudjom Rinpoche truly had great and unwavering faith in Guru Rinpoche from a very young age, demonstrating profound devotion. From a young age, at 5 or 6 years old, he was already revealing termas and so on. I think that if many of us who are sincerely practicing and seeking authentic wisdom truly understand the key instructions for recognizing the nature of our own mind, then we should know what kind of profound and transformative role Guru Padmasambhava plays for us. This point should be unquestionably clear. So I think that many of the devoted people here may not have had a deep understanding at the very beginning. For example, in Chinese Han Buddhism, there is Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva. Those who have not taken refuge in Chinese Han Buddhism may find it very difficult to know about this, but gradually, as they come to know more and more, they will develop a very comprehensive understanding of him. So I'm also thinking in this particularly challenging current age of the 5 degenerations and evil times, it is still very necessary, whether for the genuine and widespread flourishing of the entire Dharma, or for the fulfillment of one's personal aspirations and so on and so forth too. In all these respects, it is very necessary for everyone to practice Guru Padmasambhava. Next, let us take a careful look at this significant prayer. At its very beginning, the word "how wondrous" is a powerful kind of exclamation or a profound expression of praise. It should be thoughtfully considered as a word of calling out, drawing attention to something remarkable. It also truly means something quite rare, similar to emaho. The first verse says, "The great compassion, profound wisdom, and immense power of all the Buddhas of the 3 times are all united as one." Moreover, there is never any deception at all. In terms of benefiting sentient beings, he is the eternal place of refuge. This is Guru Padmasambhava, as devoted disciples of the Buddha, or even for those individuals who may have absolutely no faith at all. We sincerely pray to you, Guru Padmasambhava, that you may swiftly show your compassion and remember us always in your boundless mercy and grace. Right now, in this very moment, bestow your blessings upon us. Grant us blessings for our body, speech, and mind. Bestow the 4 empowerments, grant the 4 siddhis. This is our heartfelt, sincere, and traditionally established initial supplication to the Guru. In fact, we truly need this to receive profound blessings, to receive powerful empowerments. Nowadays, in various countries, many people are especially fond of Guru Rinpoche's sacred empowerments. I've heard that in places like Korea, some Buddhist centers hold Guru Rinpoche's empowerments every year. There are also a great many people who receive these empowerments. In the past, places like New York in the United States also had many Nyingma centers, and they too offered Guru Rinpoche's empowerments. Just like our His Holiness, wherever he went, there would be Guru Rinpoche's obstacle-clearing empowerments. There are extensive, intermediate, and concise versions. For the concise empowerment, His Holiness would often, in various places, also bestow Guru Rinpoche's obstacle-clearing empowerment. Of course, for some empowerments, they can be conferred by certain lamas, while for some specific path empowerments, one can practice them oneself. Just like at the very sacred end of many of our Guru Yoga practices, for instance, they all rely on the visualization and meditation of Guru Padmasambhava. Then, through our own body, speech, and mind, we receive his empowerment, blessings, and accomplishments. Our prayers are profoundly important. Everyone frequently utilizes the 7-line prayer or devoutly recites Guru Rinpoche's powerful mantra to chant and pray with deep reverence. The very next verse says, "Although we truly know your vast and boundless biography, which is as immense as the great expansive ocean of clouds, there are especially many biographies of Guru Rinpoche." Now, in some English and Chinese introductions, It is said that there are 9 major biographies. In Tibetan Buddhism, there are the biographies by Ratna Lingpa, Padma Lingpa, and Turchen Lingpa, as well as many other truly great Tertons, who have revealed different and comprehensive biographies of Guru Padmasambhava. Moreover, the immense merits of Guru Rinpoche described in these biographies are truly and utterly inconceivable. Indeed, they are truly, truly inconceivable. Moreover, for sentient beings in this degenerate age, Guru Padmasambhava's benevolence surpasses Buddha's. His benevolence exceeds Buddha's. Many Buddhas have manifested parinirvana, and their profound Dharma teachings have already completely disappeared from this world. But Guru Rinpoche, even in our present era, continues to greatly benefit all sentient beings through his various emanations and enlightened activities. For example, many great masters of Tibetan Buddhism in the past were all emanations of Guru Padmasambhava. For example, in the widely respected biography of His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok, there is a particularly significant prophecy cited from Dodrupchen Rinpoche, which says that His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok is an emanation of the auspicious Guru Padmasambhava. It directly states, with clarity, that he is an authentic emanation of Guru Padmasambhava. Indeed, if we consider it in this particular manner, I genuinely think it doesn't seem to be merely empty talk or unsubstantiated claims. Many distinguished people present here today, both disciples of His Holiness and those who are not. It will soon be the 16th anniversary of the parinirvana of our precious wish-fulfilling jewel, His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok. However, the exoteric and esoteric teachings of Guru Rinpoche's he propagated are flourishing like the midday sun. Everyone can also say that. His Holiness himself did not actually acknowledge this. He would say, I am not an emanation of Guru Padmasambhava. However, I have received blessings of his body, speech, and mind. This perhaps could be called an emanation. That's how it was explained. But no matter what, in our Tibetan Buddhism, many truly remarkable individuals have received the blessings of Guru Padmasambhava's body, speech, and mind. As a result, they have great power and strength in spreading the Dharma and benefiting sentient beings. Such great masters continue to emerge one after another. Therefore, their kindness surpasses that of other Buddhas. However, we sentient beings in this degenerate age, when we are happy, do not remember you, Guru Padmasambhava. Sometimes even our heartfelt prayers may indeed become mere empty catchphrases. We do not pray with truly single-minded devotion. People are often quite like this, unfortunately. When you are happy, content, and things are going smoothly, most of the time, you simply cannot even remember the Dharma, nor the Buddha, nor your spiritual teacher. But once you encounter obstacles, when you are suffering or things are not going well, when your business truly fails or you have bad luck, that's when you start looking everywhere for help. Oh, there's a Buddha. How can I possibly get help and assistance from him? Generally speaking, some people, when they are feeling truly happy and content, they won't seek out their spiritual teacher at all. But when something significant happens within their personal home environment, or they encounter profound and challenging relationship problems, when they become deeply depressed inside their very being, that's precisely when they truly start, with immense and undeniable great passion and seriousness. Sometimes laughing heartily, sometimes crying profusely, even calling out to the revered Guru Rinpoche for immediate help, praying instantly, I am in trouble right now. But when things are going well, many people really don't remember at all. Usually it's only when they are experiencing significant difficulties and profound challenges that they actually pray. In fact, this is also a humble way of speaking by the author. I think, in fact, for him it wouldn't just become an empty phrase. His prayers should be truly genuine and sincere, heartfelt prayers. Because from what I've seen of him, and I've read before, many teachings from the Second Dudjom Rinpoche, including some of his Terma teachings as well as some of his Dohas, we've also studied some of his individual instructions, though not a great many. He was incredibly single-minded and focused, with especially sincere faith in Guru Rinpoche. This includes the first Dudjom Rinpoche as well. Some time ago, I think I mentioned once that when I was reading the teachings of the first Dudjom Rinpoche, at the beginning of each teaching, he would always offer prayers to Guru Padmasambhava. Just like our precious and revered master, who before each Doha would always pay homage to Mipham Rinpoche. So for many of our Dharma friends and practitioners, whether you are composing treatises or giving teachings in the future, you should always include prayers to the revered Guru Rinpoche, no matter whether you're engaging in visualizing or offering prayers at any given time. In fact, whether or not we truly receive the divine blessings of the enlightened Buddhas and compassionate Bodhisattvas is still somewhat related to our own mind. If we are very devoted and pray often, we will also receive the blessings of the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. Actually, our relationship with some gurus is the same way. If you consistently ignore a certain guru, or even often treat them noticeably differently, this can significantly affect the dynamic and their perception of you. Then it may be difficult for the true source of blessings to truly and deeply merge into the very core of your heart and being. If you are especially devoted and pray with unwavering and steadfast faith, with sincere and profound conviction, or frequently and diligently serve them with devotion, then the lineage masters will also naturally and truly and generously bestow their abundant blessings upon you. I think this is what the author is saying with heartfelt devotion and complete confidence in the Guru's blessings about prayers to Guru Rinpoche. The next verse says, nowadays this degenerate age and increasingly challenging of the 5 impurities is flourishing. Moreover, in this world all kinds of decline, suffering, and afflictions keep arising continuously and without end. We are often unwilling to accept these realities. To have so many intense and overwhelming sufferings descend upon us, truly testing our resilience and inner strength, at such profoundly challenging times, we should sincerely and deeply remember our compassionate and unwavering protector, the revered Guru Padmasambhava, from the very depths of our hearts with complete devotion and unwavering faith, and call out to Guru Padmasambhava with deep emotion. And you, with a truly compassionate heart, please remember us sentient beings of this degenerate age. Sentient beings of this degenerate age, when the 5 degenerations prevail and suffering descends, if we pray to Guru Padmasambhava, his divine blessings are known to be incredibly swift and impactful. I have also previously used the profound and insightful words of the great master Kathok Dudul, which profoundly state that when the profound darkness of this degenerate age reaches its absolute peak, the boundless and compassionate blessings of the revered Lotus Master are truly like the most brilliantly shining, perfectly clear moon, especially swift and powerfully effective. The darker it becomes, the enlightened activities of some other Buddhas may indeed diminish somewhat, but the profound and compassionate activities of Guru Rinpoche become ever more incredibly swift and undeniably powerful. Therefore, for us in our daily lives and spiritual practice as well, it is extremely important to pray to Guru Rinpoche. Mifam Rinpoche's profound words, which I was planning to post on Tibetan Weibo just the other day and share with everyone present, but it seems I just seem to have quite forgotten or something like that. It is said that even just by remembering him, the clouds of profound and immeasurable blessings gather densely around us. If we merely recall the revered Guru Padmasambhava, his blessings are truly abundant and incredibly vast. We receive an immense number of blessings, overflowing with spiritual grace and profound benefit. He said that Guru Rinpoche has immeasurable kindness and profound spiritual influence throughout countless centuries toward Tibetan area. He is the source of all blessings that flow continuously through the authentic lineage transmission from the 3 roots. If I pay homage at the feet of Guru Padmasambhava, it is a great honor. When I truly consider those individuals who do not possess a good yidam and thoughtfully compare their ultimate fate to my own fortunate circumstances, I feel fortunate to have faith in you, Guru Rinpoche, to have a wonderful yidam and a great teacher. I am truly lucky. It seems these are the words of Mifam Rinpoche. His teachings are probably like this, the wish-fulfilling jewel. His Holiness often spoke as well. Now, among us sentient beings, in this truly vast and terrifying sea of samsara, many have no place of refuge. Some people, however, although they have a place of refuge, may be filled with wrong views and misconceptions everywhere, which is truly frightening. At such a crucial time, I have found an especially supreme and truly remarkable refuge and place of reliance for this life and future lives. Guru Padmasambhava, it is you. It truly is, within our lifetime, an extremely fortunate thing. These are the Vajra words of Mifam Rinpoche. The earlier part just now, I think for everyone present here today, among all the worldly, spiritual, and truly transformative Dharma attainments, this should be the greatest attainment. Among all possessions, it is the most supreme possession. Among all refugees, it is the most enduring and unfailingly reliable throughout all times and circumstances place of refuge. It is best for us to study through authentic, traditional, and contemporary commentaries as well as original different texts. We should establish a strong and positive faith in Guru Padmasambhava. this kind of positive, heartfelt devotion. In this way, it is very good. Some people, although this Buddha or Bodhisattva is extremely extraordinary, at first simply cannot find the feeling. If you can't find the feeling, you may not necessarily receive the blessings. Now, let's begin. For example, when we want to buy something, or if I admire a celebrity, at first I truly didn't know them at all. Then gradually I was able to get to know them much better and understand them more deeply. After getting to know them, I become more and more focused. For example, frequently focusing intently on the sacred image of Guru Padmasambhava, diligently reciting his profound mantra often, and abiding deeply in his non-dual wisdom and so on. If we consistently keep accumulating these kinds of virtuous actions, then we are truly progressing. Ultimately, our unwavering faith in Guru Rinpoche will never ever waver. I think this is a fundamental practice for genuine spiritual transformation and extremely important. So when we pray, we must also pray with deep sincerity in our hearts. Even just recalling his name, as in the teachings of Mifam Rinpoche mentioned earlier, even just remembering him brings boundless blessings. Therefore, it is truly and profoundly necessary for us to diligently promote this invaluable Dharma practice. Next, it is meticulously explained that the three distinct types of obstacles, encompassing outer, inner, and secret hindrances, are completely dissolved into the boundless Dharmadhatu. Externally, this includes devastating natural phenomena such as violent earthquakes, destructive fires, and fierce raging winds, as well as severe droughts, devastating floods, and so on. All these various obstacles arising in the external natural world and its many challenges, all kinds of natural and man-made disasters. By praying to Guru Padmasambhava, may all these calamities be completely dissolved into the external natural world. Internally, those related to our bodies, including imbalances of heat and cold, wind, bile, phlegm, and so on, the 84,000 numerous and varied distinct kinds of diseases, along with all these internal physical obstacles and profound calamities, will gradually and completely transform and integrate into the fundamental essential four elements of earth, water, fire, and wind, which constitute the very essence of our being and reside within each and every one of us. From the perspective of secret hindrances, the five poisons such as greed and anger, that is, greed, anger, and so on, which arise continuously from our unexamined habitual patterns, as well as the demons of hope and fear, hope and sorrow. In fact, these are secret obstacles. These secret obstacles and mental distractions, through the method of praying to Guru Padmasambhava, let them completely dissolve into the profound secret, Dharmadhatu. In this manner, all forms of obstacles, the outer, the inner, and the subtle secret ones, after sincerely praying, will all fully dissolve into the vast Dharmadhatu. Whether we are actively spreading the sacred Dharma or diligently practicing it ourselves in our daily lives. In fact, everyone encounters different adverse conditions and obstacles. If we, just as it is taught in the 7 points of mind training, practice with bodhicitta, we can also transform them into the path. Or we can pray to Guru Padmasambhava to dispel these obstacles, personal obstacles and collective obstacles, or even obstacles in this world. It is still very important to eliminate obstacles, outer, inner, and secret. Therefore, in the regular liturgies of Tibetan Buddhism, there are various supplication prayers and devotional invocations to the revered Guru Padmasambhava, including the revered 7-line prayer, as well as some profound prayers specifically designed for dispelling outer, inner, and secret obstacles. There are many different prayers to Guru Rinpoche. There is one particular prayer, and after each supplication in this prayer, it says, outer obstacles are removed outwardly, inner obstacles are removed inwardly, and secret obstacles are removed secretly. At the end of each verse, there is something like this. Back in 1990, I truly think it was around October 4th, at that particular point in time, on October 4th, 1990, His Holiness went to Namdroling Monastery in southern India to give teachings, and later nearby there was Sera Monastery, one of the 3 great Gelugpa monasteries. They invited His Holiness, the revered spiritual leader, to their esteemed monastery to teach the profound 3 principal aspects of the path, and also to graciously bestow the sacred long-life empowerment, among many other significant things. On that very day, they humbly requested His Holiness to recite the transmission of the Guru Rinpoche supplication prayer. It was the transmission of that particular prayer. At that particular time, I was responsible for recording, commencing from Nepal, because His Holiness was unable to see the text at that time. For 12 years, His Holiness was unable to read the text clearly. Later on, apart from the teachings he could recite from memory, all the transmissions were done through our recordings. After recording, he would use headphones to transmit the teachings to others. It seemed very difficult for us to transmit teachings this way, but for His Holiness it was especially convenient to teach like this. That day, His Holiness said, "It seems you didn't record it very well, because sometimes when I recite Tibetan, it's not the best, but it's not the worst either." But it seemed that His Holiness was a bit dissatisfied. At that particular time, there were a few devoted people, like Khenpo Chopo and several others, who later courageously crossed the formidable Gangdise Mountains and traveled on foot all the arduous way to India. His Holiness specifically said that if Khenpo Chopo did the recording, it would be significantly better. Today it is a major monastery of the Gelug tradition. He asked him to record that prayer text. As for Khenpo Chopo, I don't know how he recorded it. Maybe he didn't have much experience. He didn't go into very much specific detail with the earlier verses. His enunciation wasn't very clear at all. It was just a repetitive om, om, without any distinct clarity. Then at the end of each verse, at the part about outer obstacles removed outwardly, inner obstacles removed inwardly, secret obstacles removed secretly, he recited that part more clearly. Then His Holiness was there, because at the scene His Holiness actually used a tape recorder to play it back repeatedly, over and over again, and started to teach everyone with this profound wisdom. While carefully and continuously teaching, His Holiness was also constantly learning along with him. At the very beginning, it was simply om, om, om. Then, with careful consideration, at the end of each sacred verse. Afterwards, he criticized Khenpo Chopo, saying that your recording was not good at all. At that moment, I was filled with a somewhat improper sense of secretly very happy. Ever since that time, I haven't lost this particular job, fortunately. Sometimes when your competitor suddenly fails, that's also a specific kind of success. But I am still deeply grateful from my whole heart to Khenpo Chopo, because if Khenpo Chopo hadn't been there at the time, I probably wouldn't have been able to come back, because when I went up there, at that particular time, they had a Minjulang monastery over there, and they needed a Khenpo or abbot to teach the 5 great treatises or major Buddhist texts. So I was supposed to stay there for 3 full years. When I went up there, that was their specific requirement. Our institute had to send a Khenpo. At that time, His Holiness, and they asked me if I could stay there for 3 years, and I said yes. If I could go to India myself, I really thought it wouldn't be a problem at all. But after I arrived in India, I actually didn't want to stay there anymore. I also told His Holiness, asking if I could come back. At that time, His Holiness's younger sister, Ali Meju, she also strongly agreed with my view. She said a few of us came up together, and that it would be best if we all went back together. But His Holiness respectfully said, it's hard for me to say, because I had already agreed at that earlier time. He said, see if you can figure something out for yourself. Later, I spoke to the Venerable Khenpo Chopo and respectfully asked if he would be able to stay at Minjulang Monastery in my place. Khenpo Chopo thoughtfully said, that should be perfectly fine, absolutely no problem at all. Later, he settled in there in my place. At that particular time, His Holiness also said, if you can go back, then you should go back. At that time, there were about 20 Han Chinese people on our side. He said, if there are more Han Chinese in the future, maybe we can also spread the Dharma more widely to many people, which is necessary. If Khenpo Chopo can take your place, that would be very good for everyone involved. Later, Khenpo Chopo finally settled in there. After many years had passed, Khenpo Chopo stayed at that monastery for several years. Later, while spreading the Dharma, he also manifested parinirvana. Khenpo Chopo was a very good Khenpo. He was especially tall. It seems that among all of us here now, no one is as tall as he was. He also had a very loud voice. When he was teaching the profound Dharma on Yang Mountain, people residing on Yin Mountain could hear his teachings very clearly. Just now, I briefly mentioned the crucial process of removing both external and internal obstacles. Take a careful look. In the sacred prayer text, you will find guidance. These kinds of secret obstacles, external obstacles, some of them are not readily apparent on the surface at first glance. Previously, in the Essence of Wisdom and Compassion, I quoted a story that the precious His Holiness once told. At that time, there was a person named Ache Sangye. He said, I can reveal terma, hidden treasures. There were many terma teachings. At that time, they asked Dudjom Rinpoche to authenticate them. Dudjom Rinpoche said, this may not necessarily be a genuine terma. Later, he became unhappy, thinking others were jealous of him, so he went to seek another lama. That lama also ignored him. Afterwards, he went to see Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo. Jamyang Khyentse Wangpo told him, First, recite the Guru Rinpoche mantra 10 million times, then we'll talk. Later, when he had finished reciting the Guru Rinpoche mantra 10 million times, he began to experience certain signs and visions. It seemed an old monk had fallen down, or something like that. Because of this, he realized, oh, this was an obstacle caused by demons, not a genuine Terma teaching. From then on, he no longer had Terma revelations or similar phenomena. Instead, he truly became a genuine and indeed dedicated practitioner. These are secret obstacles. On the surface, it may seem like, wow, my attainments are really great right now. Even my dreams are wonderful. The appearances I see during the day are also excellent. But in reality, some of these are not genuine. If your compassion and your bodhicitta have not significantly increased, then it may not truly be a clear sign of the spiritual path. It could actually be an obstacle. Such phenomena do indeed occur. Below, there are a total of Guru Rinpoche, repeated about a dozen times. When the revered Guru Padmasambhava was leaving the sacred land of Tibet, his final departure, and heading to the land of the Rakshasas, at that time King Trisong Detsen made a request. In the biography of Guru Rinpoche, there are 13 golden teachings. Actually, among these golden teachings, there are different manifestations of Guru Rinpoche. For example, Guru Rinpoche transforms into the Buddha of wealth, the medicine Buddha, or Amitabha Buddha. He appears in the forms of different Buddhas to benefit sentient beings. In fact, some of the content here is quite similar to that. Next, for each of the supplication prayers, then we'll just give a brief introduction. First, let's say, when sentient beings in the world suffer, grant them peace, Guru Rinpoche. All kinds of sentient beings throughout our world, they frequently experience extremely severe and profound suffering. This includes ongoing conflicts between different ethnic groups and various other forms of strife and discord, and between different countries. People all around the entire world are currently feeling very anxious and quite unsettled. At such challenging times, it is truly important for individuals to attain a sense of peace. Peace among nations, peace among ethnic groups, and peace within families. Even within the confines of our offices, we truly need a sense of peace. There should also be a profound sense of peace within companies and organizations. If a family not at peace, every day is filled with conflict. Whether it's a cold war or a hot war, it is also very painful. To bring us true peace, in fact, this is something that can be readily achieved by devoutly praying to Guru Padmasambhava. At that particular time, we had the opportunity to visit Bhutan. Indeed, the wonderful people of Bhutan, from top to bottom, have incredibly immense faith in Guru Padmasambhava throughout their daily lives. Compared to some other places around the world, they are truly much more peaceful in spirit and practice. After arriving there, you can really feel both the profound faith in Guru Rinpoche and his powerful blessings everywhere you go throughout the country. There is a very special place in Bhutan called Parotaksang, also known as the Tiger's Nest. This is one of Guru Padmasambhava's most important and truly magnificent sacred sites. The Tiger's Nest is located on a very high and seemingly inaccessible cliff that touches the clouds. Last time, when we performed the powerful Dorje Drolo practice, it was also revealed there at that particular location that this place, in fact, possesses an exceptionally beautiful and captivating natural charm. It sits majestically atop such a towering cliff. Looking up at the sacred tiger's nest from far below, it actually strikingly resembles the piercing, watchful eyes of Dorje Drolo, with two prominent eyes positioned on either side, and it even carries a noticeable bit of the fierce and majestic appearance of Hayagriva. Very close to the sacred tiger's nest, there is a historically significant place where the esteemed His Holiness, a figure of immense spiritual authority and wisdom, once resided and meditated. Called Wolatang, a place of historical significance. They say the ancient residence at Wolatang still stands proudly today. At that time, we had the distinct privilege of staying there for several memorable days, living in close proximity to the majestic tiger's nest. If you go there in the future on your own spiritual journey, I wonder, am I giving this charming little guest house a free advertisement? It seems like there are many beautiful and serene places there, perhaps ancient mountain temples with incredible views or other spiritual sites. Now, I've heard that the people of Bhutan all know that this is a place where His Holiness once stayed. Actually, it's a peaceful and secluded guest house in the middle of a lush green forest with breathtaking mountain views nearby. It's also very nice. If I have the chance in the future, I'll go there too. After arriving there, the most important thing is, because they pray to Guru Rinpoche, Their whole world should be very peaceful in both external circumstances and internally, and their hearts and minds should be very joyful throughout their daily lives. This is also something we can observe quite clearly in certain aspects of Bhutanese culture. The second verse says as following, whether it's in the borderlands or the central regions, when armies rise up everywhere by praying to the Venerable Guru Rinpoche, we seek to stop these wars and conflicts. Nowadays in this world, sometimes it also seems very frightening and quite unsettling. There are various forms of conflict in the modern world, including economic wars, trade wars, technological wars, and financial wars, indeed various kinds of struggles and confrontations. On the surface, especially when it comes to armed conflict, some are not even armed conflicts, but in reality, the harm they cause to each other is especially terrifying. When such widespread wars and chaos break out everywhere across the world, it is actually also through sincerely praying to Guru Rinpoche that we can find solace and guidance, hoping that the wars in the whole world and all regions of conflict can be brought to peace with sincere prayers and meaningful actions. Looking at the world today, sometimes it seems that it is not very peaceful either. There are struggles and ongoing conflicts occurring in various places across the globe. Currently, there are precisely 195 recognized sovereign countries in the world, each with its own challenges and internal dynamics. In every country, whether with neighboring countries or within their own borders, indeed, there are various degrees of conflict and turmoil that can be observed. Some places are also extremely frightening and present significant challenges. Therefore, we still often pray to Guru Rinpoche. Indeed, this profound kind of interdependent origination is truly inconceivable. It can also bring a complete end to such wars and chaos. This is very much necessary. The third point is about nightmares and plagues. When these arise everywhere across different regions, causing widespread fear and suffering, we also pray to Guru Rinpoche to completely eradicate all these malevolent and harmful evil spirits and various illnesses. Generally, when experiencing nightmares, sometimes during the deep hours of the night, there are some oppressive demons, insidious evil spirits pressing down heavily on you, making it difficult to move or breathe, or making it hard to breathe, and you feel extremely frightened. Whether it's these kinds of spirits, or various different and diverse plagues that appear in the world, such as in the past. Many countries, for example in Brazil, experienced significant outbreaks of the devastating Ebola virus. And now, in places like the Philippines, there are also all sorts of particularly severe and dangerous diseases spreading rapidly. With something like the deadly Ebola virus, it seems that the internal organs rot away in a very short time, which is especially terrifying. Places like the Democratic Republic of Congo in Africa are very much the same. The spread of these diseases is extremely frightening. When such diseases break out everywhere, or when someone experiences terrifying nightmares, when all kinds of crises arise, one should pray to Guru Padmasambhava. I myself do this quite often. Sometimes if I really happen to have a very bad nightmare in the middle of the night, I think, oh no, this isn't good, and then I pray. Anyway, I tend to pray quite a lot. Whichever one comes to mind, that's the one I pray to. If I suddenly think of Tara, then I pray to Tara. If I think of Guru Padmasambhava, then I pray to Guru Padmasambhava. If I think of other gurus, I do the same, because when I'm half awake and confused, sometimes I don't even know who comes to mind first. I really don't know. Anyway, I do pray quite a lot. Honestly, praying like this, maybe it's just my own faith that sustains me through difficult times and challenges. There will still be far fewer negative karmic connections arising for you in this lifetime through the power of these aspirations. This is also very important. Fourth, in our physical world and the world of sentient beings, when we lose our merit and fall into a state of very extreme poverty, at that crucial time we should pray to Guru Padmasambhava. He possesses the profound ability to open up our vast treasure of material wealth, our inner mind treasures, our boundless wisdom treasures, and so much more. We shouldn't allow all these precious resources in the world be completely and utterly exhausted and depleted all at once. In the end, desperate people would be left with absolutely nothing substantial to rely upon. Actually, many sentient beings in this world, from the profound perspective of their accumulated karma and from the unfortunate perspective of their significant loss of merit, are facing considerable challenges. They are still constantly cycling through impermanence, with absolutely nothing truly reliable to depend upon. For example, from the glorious Tang dynasty until the present day, there were also significant periods in the past when the Tang dynasty was especially prosperous and flourishing, demonstrating its immense historical importance. Looking at it from a broad historical perspective, even globally, whether it was the widespread influence of Buddhism or the significant accumulation of material wealth, everything was extremely abundant. But later, in the 16th and 17th centuries, when you look at the significant rise of the Netherlands in Europe, it was also extremely wealthy and prosperous on a truly global scale, possessing immense economic power. It also ruled over many countries. After that, there were historically significant countries like France and the Kingdom of England, and now, in the contemporary global landscape, it is widely considered to be the preeminent and leading nation of the United States. Generally speaking, across the world, since the end of World War II, it has also truly been them. But as for what the future will be like, the merit of a nation as well. Some continue to increase, while others are gradually depleted. If more and more negative karma is created, perhaps the merit you currently have will quickly be exhausted due to changing circumstances. It's really hard to say. Therefore, the collective and individual merits in our world are still subject to various different kinds of impermanence. Everyone should always keep this fundamental impermanence in mind. Recently, whether it's the United States or China, many of the global stock markets have been significantly falling, and a lot of people are feeling quite down and disheartened. We should pray to Guru Rinpoche to see if he can help. But if our negative karma, especially from killing, is too heavy, it might still be a bit difficult. Looking at the entire world, the current situation isn't particularly good. Perhaps in some of our secluded mountain valleys within our small, humble houses, we only care about whether we're feeling good or not. Is my heart feeling better today, or did I sleep well last night? If we only care about these things and don't pay attention to the world, maybe nothing will happen to us. Whatever happens in the world doesn't really matter to me. But if you pay even a little attention to the world, you'll see that the situation is truly playing out impermanence in unexpected ways every day. It's actually quite interesting, isn't it? Actually, we should also fervently and regularly pray to Guru Rinpoche. No matter which country or which sentient being in this world, may all beings truly find profound and lasting happiness. May they never experience poverty, nor be consumed by the destructive flames of hatred, nor endure the countless forms of suffering that afflict both the mind and the body. This includes all manner of emotional anguish and physical pain that people experience. If these negative karmic obstacles could disappear immediately, that would be truly wonderful. We should always have a very sincere heart and frequently pray to the revered Guru Padmasambhava. This is the 5th verse. Whenever we benefit sentient beings, whether through dharma, wealth, or sacred objects, we must earnestly pray to the venerable Guru Padmasambhava, the precious one. From Shakyamuni Buddha all the way to the present day, this profound kind of blessing, this sacred mind-to-mind transmission as a cherished family heirloom, should truly be bestowed upon the devoted disciples of future generations, just as a loving father passes down his precious family treasures generation after generation to his descendants in the future. Guru Padmasambhava is the same way. He possesses such an exceptionally rich lineage of blessings, indeed, truly, and he also wishes to pass it on to those who come after us. Each succeeding generation after us should also carefully pass down their own cherished family treasures to the very next generation, ensuring their legacy continues. We, the people of this generation, truly have this responsibility. Some of you seem to be indifferent even after receiving the Dharma. You don't take it very seriously when you receive the teachings either. In fact, when you listen to the Dharma, see which teachings have a clear and established lineage. If there is indeed a lineage, how precisely is this particular statement explained? How exactly should it be understood? You should observe these significant aspects very carefully. In the end, after you have personally received it yourself, you should pass it on in the future to those sentient beings who have a karmic connection. This is a responsibility we all share, so it should be transmitted in this way. This is also a prayer to Guru Padmasambhava, and when wandering in secluded remote mountains, one should also be properly guided on the right and virtuous path, Guru Padmasambhava, which profoundly means, no matter if we embark on a journey abroad or travel extensively far and wide across various lands and cultures, whether it's an autumn trip, a spring trip, or a summer trip, in the present day, certain people in Europe and America currently, as soon as they have a bit of money, they use the money they earned in autumn to travel in winter, and the money from winter to travel in spring. They live very freely and don't want to accumulate anything, nor do they want to keep it in the bank. In some of our places, it's not like this. People are reluctant to eat well or dress well, and in the very end, when they eventually die, their bank book is carefully placed together with their body. The bank book, right, is placed with them. When we travel to all directions like this, it allows us to receive the blessings of Guru Padmasambhava, especially when we go into retreat in the deep mountains. or when we go out and don't encounter any significant obstacles, or when you arrive at some quiet, truly secluded place, when practicing in the deep mountains, you need to pray diligently to Guru Rinpoche and the powerful Dharma protectors so that the profound blessings of the spiritual lineage can truly enter your own heart. Because Guru Rinpoche, he can be called Guru, and he is the source of blessings. He can be called the Yidam, he is the source of accomplishment. He can be called the Dakini, the source of removing obstacles and accomplishing activities. He can be called the Dharma protector, the source of dispelling adverse conditions. So, no matter where we are practicing, we should always pray to the revered Guru Rinpoche. It is beneficial to practice the profound Guru Yoga of Guru Rinpoche. In this way, regarding your own personal practice, it will be profoundly and exceptionally meaningful. Previously, the renowned spiritual text, the Tibetan Book of Living and Dying, also clearly mentioned this important concept. Reciting sacred mantras brings significant and widespread benefits to everyone. Not to mention major things, even small matters like receiving guests when you feel physically and mentally exhausted. If you pray with Guru Rinpoche's mantra, you will immediately and profoundly feel physically invigorated and mentally serene and healthy. Even in a very small and seemingly insignificant action, as long as you sincerely and devoutly pray, it is truly and remarkably effective, indeed truly and profoundly effective. As for me, perhaps because of my family background and upbringing since my early childhood, and also due to the positive influence of some of my kind and supportive neighbors, even though the environment at that time and the world in general were not particularly good, my faith in Guru Rinpoche was present there from a very, very young age. Typically, when we were actively playing and exploring, if we happened to discover some interesting stones or even ancient bones that looked like Guru Rinpoche, we would place them on a pile of stones and offer sand and mud in front as sacred offerings. When we were very young, our profound and unwavering faith in Guru Rinpoche, the revered master, was such that we regarded him as our own father and mother and treated him in this way. So now, no matter whenever I see a thangka or an ordinary statue of Guru Rinpoche, I feel an especially strong sense of faith. This is probably because Guru Rinpoche is my Yidam, and I have a deep karmic connection and profound faith with him, which is truly significant. But I think each of us should be like this as well. I've often seen in many Dharma centers some very fortunate business owners and companies who have been able to achieve great success. They have all invited very fine, large, imposing statues of Guru Rinpoche, several meters tall, which are truly extremely majestic and awe-inspiring. In this way, I think in terms of dispelling obstacles, it has a very significant effect. I've mentioned this many times before as well. If we wear something around our neck, it's best to wear an image of Guru Rinpoche. Don't hang portraits of this guru and that guru all around your neck like a garland of skulls. That's not very appropriate. Of course, if you have faith in your guru, that's also fine. But I've always truly believed that, except for universally recognized masters like His Holiness Jigme Phuntsok Rinpoche, it's better not to wear portraits of just any ordinary guru. Wearing all of them around your neck, you see, is not as good as wearing an image of Guru Rinpoche or Shakyamuni Buddha, because these images, when seen or heard by evil spirits or heretical forces, will make them tremble with fear. They are extremely powerful and full of blessings. This is probably still very important. Seventh, when you are attacked by wild and dangerous beasts, you must be prepared to defend yourself. To dispel these fierce beings by the power of Guru Rinpoche. In the past, it happened that people often encountered all kinds of tigers and leopards, as well as bears and other dangerous predatory animals and so on, and even now they still exist. We often see it in the news, like tigers in zoos breaking through inadequate safety barriers, escaping and attacking tourists, causing tragedy. We frequently see all kinds of videos like this. In many remote places in Tibetan area, for example, there are indeed bears, and when local people are herding their cattle, they often encounter such unexpected situations, which can be quite alarming. People are eaten, it's truly terrifying. Even now, there are also poisonous snakes. In the past, there were also many poisonous snakes in Larangar. Those could also be considered poisonous snakes. This is also mentioned in the biography of His Holiness. Places like India and Africa have especially large numbers of poisonous snakes and insects. These occurrences, too, are a kind of significant disaster. We truly need to pray and actively work to dispel these things. Let compassion arise in the hearts of these beings, and then they do not harm sentient beings. The eighth is when the four elements of the illusory body deteriorate. That is the 4 elements of earth, water, fire, and wind that make up our human body. It is the time of destruction. Earth dissolves into earth, water dissolves into water, fire dissolves into fire, and wind dissolves into wind. At that crucial time, when all of our 4 fundamental elements are on the very verge of complete destruction, I sincerely hope my mind abides in the state of luminosity, becomes extinguished in state of luminosity, and recognizes its own nature, and in an instant attains realization of the profound nature of mind and reality. This is also a prayer to Guru Padmasambhava, embodiment of all enlightened qualities. And it is in this way that we pray to Guru Padmasambhava. 9th, when wild and unruly people and bandits come to cause significant harm, it is essential to crush their violent and aggressive intentions. Nowadays, there are also a great many savage and uncivilized people, including some individuals who are deeply involved in the heinous crime of child trafficking. Now, when some innocent children are playing in their familiar neighborhood, perhaps near their homes or in a local park, someone abducts them without warning. There are even highly organized criminal groups that specifically traffic children, exploiting them for various illicit purposes. Also, there are now many violent criminals and bandits causing widespread fear and social instability. For example, in the US, there was a day with 87 shootings, right? It seems that a total of 29 people died on the spot in these tragic and senseless incidents, and 81 people were injured. Anyway, many places around the world are not very ideal. This includes countries like Canada, and specifically the well-known Canada Goose brand. Unfortunately, many people wearing those kinds of expensive clothes are increasingly being robbed and taken somewhere else. Their clothes are taken off and then the robbers just run away. Anyway, in this era, in some places in our Tibetan region, if someone is wearing gold earrings, someone might come up, snatch the earrings and run off. Then the earrings are gone. And what's left on the ear is something that looks kind of interesting. Things like this happen everywhere from remote villages to metropolitan areas. It's the same in Han regions. Nowadays, even if you carry a nicer bag, in any case, there are people on motorcycles nearby who might possibly be around and could pose a threat. There are all sorts of many different situations. Anyway, for these situations, some people really truly rely on prayer. Of course, does praying always solve everything 100%? Not necessarily. However, it is indeed true that after engaging in prayer in this manner, you can still receive a considerable amount of spiritual or personal benefit from the experience. It's just like when we take medicine, can it cure an illness 100% of the time? That's hard to say. Some things really are irreversible, but it does have an effect. Personally, I truly and deeply believe that praying to the Dharma protectors and to Guru Rinpoche is the reason I've been able to live until now and continue teaching the Dharma. After so many years, I should say it's due to the blessings of these deities, my gurus and the Dharma protectors. This is something I truly and sincerely think about quite often. Each and every one of us also profoundly needs the blessings of the deities and our revered gurus. This is indeed very important. And then there's the 10th one. When an enemy or murderer driven by hatred attacks you, using sharp weapons to assault you, if you pray to Guru Rinpoche, all these obstacles will be immediately and completely eliminated, and you will be completely protected by an impenetrable Vajra shield. Even when various external threats or violent situations arise to harm you at such critical times, through diligent visualization and praying to the revered Guru Rinpoche in this profound way, all impending obstacles will also be effectively removed. The 11th one, when our lifespan has come to an end, at the moment approaching death, by praying to Guru Rinpoche, we can be guided to the pure land of great bliss. You see, in the exoteric tradition, at the end we practice the Pure Land teachings, and in the Tantric tradition, within the prayers to Guru Rinpoche, it is truly the same. In the end, we will still be reborn in the Pure Land of great bliss, ultimately. In many profound terma, treasures revealed by great Tertons, there are also prayers to Guru Rinpoche, and then to be reborn in the Pure Land of great bliss.
Urdun Rinpoche la soranı gartin versi mamjonum tunjum samban ribadam çudon tumu kilata jang surata tosu kanda ne bisa nudungur bonda zu java don chudon trashing perum zato sur do mungun boran shonon nyala yer meji bu chulnon koram ba mali pam nyam nyam tichon yang so jivaram zut
In the end, each of us will leave this world. At that time, we should pray to Guru Rinpoche, the embodiment of all enlightened beings, who is inseparable from Amitabha Buddha. In fact, if you understand the biography of Guru Rinpoche, you'll know he is also an emanation of Amitabha Buddha. He is also inseparable from Shakyamuni Buddha. All Buddhas, in the very nature of Dharma, are truly of one taste and one essence. For those who have faith in Guru Rinpoche may appear to guide them to the pure land of great bliss. For those who have faith in Amitabha Buddha can manifest. For those who have faith in Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, Avalokiteshvara can appear to guide them to the pure land. So depending on one's own personal faith and karmic connections. The 12th verse is, when the illusory suffering of the bardo appears, confusion naturally dissolves into Guru Rinpoche. Because during the bardo, in fact, all kinds of phenomena can appear. For example, it can be like the resounding sound of 1,000 thunderclaps, with extremely frightening and terrifying sounds and truly terrifying visions. All sorts of things can manifest, including bright light, intense rays, and very violent noises. At that precise moment, because our outer and inner breath have completely ceased, our sensations are completely different from what we usually experience when these phenomena appear. If we have previously practiced and deeply assimilated some profound teachings on liberation through hearing, and frequently offer heartfelt prayers to Guru Padmasambhava, then at such critical and auspicious times, the compassionate Guru Padmasambhava will manifest, accompanied by the entire retinue of the 100 peaceful and wrathful deities, will appear in both peaceful and wrathful forms, allowing all your deluded and mistaken appearances to naturally dissolve in that very profound and transformative moment, leading to ultimate liberation. Generally speaking, everyone will experience some fear and suffering at the time of death. There will be some terror and pain. At this time, one should recognize self-arising appearances. In Vajrayana, it is always taught that at that moment, you should think that the mind of Guru Padmasambhava is inseparable from your mind and inseparable from the mind of your root guru, or pray to a guru inseparable from Guru Rinpoche. In this way, all the fear and confusion you experience in the bardo at the time of death will instantly and completely vanish without a trace. Then, within the profound appearance of the clear light, all the pure and magnificent forms of the Pure Lands will manifest. This is also extremely important. Whenever all kinds of delusive appearances arise in the bardo, it is also very important to pray to Guru Padmasambhava. This truly is an extremely important point to consider. Finally, regarding the 13th of the 13 profound and essential teachings, which are fundamental principles, the 13th verse says, when we are truly carried along by the wheel of karma, circulating within the three realms, turning in samsara, then we earnestly pray to Guru Padmasambhava to graciously show us the profound path to true liberation. Each of us is propelled by the intricate forces of karma, ceaselessly wandering within the endless cycle of samsara. If the blessings of Guru Rinpoche forcefully enter our hearts, we might find a way to immediately give rise to renunciation and bodhicitta and instantly enter the right path. But without the guidance of the Guru and Yidam, if I rely solely on my own strength, it is very difficult because the power of karma is extremely strong. Even if we are good practitioners for a while, after some time, the powerful force of karma will unconsciously sweep us into the vast and endless ocean of samsara. I myself am utterly powerless to extricate myself, helplessly sinking deeper into the vast sea of suffering. It is extremely difficult. Therefore, we still truly need a great guru. And what else do we need? We need Guru Padmasambhava to save us all. This is truly and profoundly important for every single sentient being. We should also pray with very strong and unwavering faith, a profound and steadfast belief. And finally, to sum up, no matter if it is in this present life, the life that is yet to come, or during the transitional state of the bardo, my only true refuge and ultimate sanctuary is you, the Venerable Guru Padmasambhava. In this very life, actually, each of us should say this: whether I am truly alive or dead, whether I am deeply happy or suffering, whether I am incredibly wealthy or utterly poor, whether I am feeling healthy or experiencing an illness, and what else, whether I appear attractive or perhaps unattractive, whether I am currently in a good mood or conversely in a bad mood. At all times, it is the blessing of the Guru. When things are going smoothly for me, I also think, oh, this is the blessing of Guru Rinpoche, inseparable from my own Guru. When I am suffering, oh, this too is to help me purify my negative karma, purify. This is also the blessing of Guru Rinpoche. It's really intense. I am in great pain. Everything, absolutely everything, is the manifestation and blessing of Guru Rinpoche. Every sound I hear is the magical sound of Guru Rinpoche's Vajra speech. The phenomena I see are the magical manifestations of the Guru Rinpoche's Vajra body. All of my discriminating thoughts are inseparable from the awakened wisdom of the Guru Rinpoche, all these illusory appearances and so on. If you keep thinking this way, eventually the form of the Guru will appear. In our preliminary practices, there are quite a few such pith instructions. So for a true and dedicated Vajrayana practitioner, or a genuine spiritual practitioner, in the end, in our real life, no matter what truly happens, it not only does not diminish our faith, but it actually becomes a significant and profound cause for increasing our unwavering faith. If within our mind stream we lack the blessings of the lineage masters, no matter what it is, even the Dharma itself ultimately turns into poison. This can happen very easily if we have great faith in the Guru and the three jewels, and the blessings of Guru Rinpoche merge with our heart, then even obstacles on your path will all turn into favorable conditions through the blessing power of authentic devotion. Demons become protectors, guarding your practice and spiritual development. This also depends on how our practice is, right? To give a final summary, in short, may genuine faith and understanding eternally abide in my heart without interruption. May the sacred and revered lotus feet of the enlightened Guru, Padmasambhava, always remain deeply and profoundly in my heart. May your boundless and compassionate blessings completely and utterly dispel all forms of impure, deluded, and pervasive suffering, and ultimately lead to the true, ultimate, and everlasting bliss of perfect Buddhahood. The firm ground, the absolutely unshakable and firm ground that will never, ever regress or decline. This truly is the ultimate and final aspiration prayer. As for this profound and heartfelt supplication, when His Holiness Dudjom Rinpoche encountered various inner and outer obstacles that negatively affected both body and mind, and faced all kinds of adverse external conditions, Jinza Yeshe Dorje prayed and his wishes were fulfilled. May this become the cause for all who form a connection to dispel inner and outer obstacles, and for all wishes to be perfectly and completely accomplished. Today, we have quite a few listeners, a considerable number of people tuning in, whether online or offline. Anyone who forms a genuine connection with this profound Dharma also sincerely wishes to completely remove all obstacles, the various obstacles in our daily lives and endeavors, obstacles at work, obstacles in the family, and obstacles in our spiritual practice, as well as obstacles to your highest realization. In fact, we have quite a lot of obstacles. All these obstacles can be dispelled, or if obstacles arise, they are transformed into the path. I think practitioners should be happy. A true practitioner, I mentioned in previous days, regards obstacles as blessings of Guru Rinpoche. Wow, recently, Guru Rinpoche's blessings for me have been especially strong and truly remarkable. If you truly think this way, you will indeed become a very good and dedicated practitioner. Next, let us together recite some of Guru Padmasambhava's sacred heart mantras. First, I will transmit them to everyone present. Then, I think if we are able, each of us, because this year, for the entire global community, circumstances are still relatively not particularly normal or stable. The whole world is experiencing a rather unusual and unprecedented period. So at this critical time, everyone should wholeheartedly pray to Guru Padmasambhava to bring happiness and peace to all sentient beings in the world. And I hope that each of you, if you have time, I'm not forcing anyone, if you have time, then with the auspicious connection of me transmitting this practice, each person should at least recite 10,000 times. If you can do even more, like 100,000 or even 1,000,000 and so on, that would be truly wonderful. You can make this aspiration entirely voluntarily, because everyone truly knows how to sincerely recite the profound Guru Rinpoche mantra. In this significant way, I genuinely think people all over the entire world, often with deep sincerity, pray to the revered Guru Padmasambhava. Many people also keep small images of Guru Padmasambhava, placing them carefully in their sacred books, wearing them reverently around their necks, or putting them respectfully in their shrine rooms. If, due to work reasons, it's not very convenient, then in other ways, for example, you can even keep it on your phone. If you set it as your phone wallpaper, no one will have any objection to it, right? This is also a way to express your faith and deep-rooted connection in Guru Rinpoche with sincere devotion and pure intention. Nowadays, when people really like a certain celebrity, they always want to set that particular celebrity's photo as their phone wallpaper. If you have faith, then for Guru Padmasambhava, this is also a modern way that connects with younger generations effectively to spread the Dharma, bringing traditional teachings into modern life. Also, I truly hope that we modern people use modern methods to widely spread the profound teachings of Guru Rinpoche. This is also very meaningful and holds significant importance. Next, I will briefly but comprehensively give the oral transmission of Guru Rinpoche's heart mantra and prayer, the 7-line prayer, to everyone. Then let's recite Guru Rinpoche's heart mantra together several hundred times. After that, we will dedicate the merit together. Come, let's recite together.
Pamam jone jisa jang kordam kanjo mambo kekir jisa dadro je shenje la che jasa guru pama sarto horje yerje na sa pama kesra dombo yamsan choka ngojanye pamam jone jisa Kordam kanjo mambo kore kekir jisa dadro shinji la je shasa surang guru pama sarda horje yunkin janza pama kesra dombo nyamzan chokka janye pama janem Kordab karno mambo kore kekir jisa dadro shinji la shi shangsa su guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru Umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama umahum badrin guru pama sarda 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 umahum badrin guru Umahum badrin guru pama sarda 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 umahum badrin guru pama Ahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum 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 badrin guru umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama Umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru pama sarda umahum badrin guru Umma banzran guru pamasdo kela tajang sora tabe daso kanda nebe sajos nadan orbon tazu jwa chudan trajin beran zat sor
Sonam dei tamse rubaya tonne de jana pase jirgana jirano chupan chupun solen droja
bandran gara badna sodargye bandran gara badna sodargye bandran gara badna sodargye